Electronic cigarettes are now a common sight in pubs and cafes. Most of the sales of these products are done online, but with hundreds of websites in the UK alone, do people really know what they're buying? David Sherr's company sells e-cigarettes over the internet.
Ever since the first time I picked up an electronic cigarette, I just thought, wow, this is amazing. This is something that I want to show other people. It's something that I want to pass on. It's done wonders for me. It's got me off cigarettes, and I feel that it can do the same for everyone else.
His business imports the devices from China and sells them on, but he mixes the liquids here in his flat. He combines the nicotine base with a flavouring. This solution is then turned into water vapour in the device, which the user then breathes in. But there's no controls on how much nicotine he can put into his mixes. Buntingford in Hertfordshire is home to one of the very few shops on the high street that you can actually go into to buy this kind of thing. This business would be hit hard if the EU were to categorise these products as medicines.
Nice to meet you. How would EU regulation affect your business?
It would make it extremely challenging for us. As far as I'm aware, getting a medical licence for these products would take quite a length of time. Obviously, any products I have that have nicotine in them, I wouldn't be allowed to sell. So I could only sell 0% products and the hardware, which would, of course, reduce my sales drastically. So it would make life extremely challenging.
Things that many people use to quit smoking, like gum and patches, all come under medical regulation. The electronic cigarette industry, however, claims that its products are an alternative to smoking, and none of them advertise themselves as a way of quitting. But with e-liquids containing high levels of nicotine, many feel the time has come to clamp down on this industry. There's already a regulatory body called eCETA that was set up by the larger companies, but membership isn't compulsory. They're campaigning heavily against interference into the industry from the EU.
CETA audits all its members on a biannual basis to make sure that they are complying with all of the laws that apply. Products must be in child-proof containers, for example. There are testing requirements for the liquids to make sure that they're manufactured to the right standards and that they don't contain any contaminants and so on. And it's vitally important that manufacturers comply with the law as it stands.
A recent study done by the University of East London showed 70% of people who use e-cigs do so to stop smoking. Those who led the research have their concerns about the current state of the industry.
I think we do need some light touch regulation. The problem with the e-cigarette industry at the moment is that there are so many different products out there on the market, and there are some very good products and there are some that are not so good. I mean, at the moment, anybody can go over to China, bring back a whole batch of e-cigarettes and sell them over here. So I do think we need some regulation.
A business like David's would never be able to afford a medical licence.
It'll really be a great disappointment because it will stop people making up their own flavours, and you get a lot of flavours that won't come out on the market, which we now have because people are mixing their own flavours and trying how apple tastes with cinnamon and mixing all the different flavours together.
David would almost certainly have to stop selling his unique flavours if EU discussions in the coming months decide to bring in medical regulation.